What up, big time gang? Sorry for yesterday's delay. Some things came up and I wasn't able to go live last night. So I am here today. I made sure that no matter what happened today, I got on and did the show. And so today we're going to do two more cases in the state of the collection. What up, Trey? What up, Mama Big Time? So two more cases in the collection. The first one I'm going to show you is just two different brands. As you know, I have a video coming up soon showing my deep blue collection, and I always collect in hordes when I really like a brand and I really like a style of watch. I tend to get multiples. Um, so that's what the first case is going to be. Is kind of a lot of similar watches from the same brands. What's up, Sivion? What's up, Brian? But the second case is a little more diverse. Win TommyBigTim3 watches. If you guys aren't participating or aren't part of that, it's on Facebook. Win TommyBigTim3 watches. What up, XCal? And I've got 9 more spots on this bad boy to fill. Mother of Pearl, Platinum Mother of Pearl dial, Venom Hybrid, Tourbillon. This thing is gorgeous. And it's almost filled up. So if you guys want to crack at it, I think I've worn this thing twice. It's mint. Beautiful, beautiful watch. And I've got it for under the price I paid for it, brand new, up on Win TommyBigTim3 watches. I also have all Swiss made 10 options. So I've got Grand Octanes, 9 Grand Octanes and 1 Bolt Zeus, all Swiss made OGs. Those are only $6 a spot. So if you feel like spending $6, definitely jump on that one. There's a few spots left on that one as well. But so have you guys been shopping, looking at watches, other brands? What are you guys looking into right now? I don't have anything on the horizon as far as what I'm looking to acquire. I'm kind of chilling for the moment. I've gotten a few pieces in the last couple of weeks, and those will be coming soon to the channel. And actually, one of them will be in the state of the collection today. It's one you haven't seen on the channel yet. My new channel is up. I got 3 videos on there now. That is Watch TommyBigTim3. I'll put the link in the description of this video after this is over, because I've been told by multiple people that when you put in Watch TommyBigTim3, it doesn't come up. It just brings up this channel. But I think if you put in Watch TommyBigTim3 channel, then it should come up, because that's how it worked for me when I was looking for it after I was told that. If I put in Watch TommyBigTim3 and then the word channel after, then it brought up the actual channel. But if you want to subscribe to that, that's only my entry-level watches, you know, more of like the Swiss stuff. And it's 5-minute quick videos of stuff you might have already seen. Like I think so far I have the Longines up, I have a Hamilton up, and I have my chronograph up, the PRX. Those are the 3 videos I have up right now. They're a little better edited. I got like photos throughout, me talking. And I just took a little bit more time to make it a little more cleaner and a little more brief. Where, most of the videos on this channel, I do sizing, I do all that stuff. On that one, it's just strictly showing you the watch, giving you the specs, and then wrapping it up. No music, no, photos at the end, no sizing at the end, and that good stuff. So if you want to see that channel, definitely go over there and hit that subscribe button. I think I'm at 10 subscribers. It's been up for a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks now. So no worries about getting subscribers. I'm not worried about chasing numbers. I'm just having fun with that one. I want to see how it does. So anyway, you guys chasing anything? I know a lot of you, or some of you bought the new Aragon carbon case. I was definitely intrigued, but I'm a bracelet guy, and knowing that there isn't a bracelet option that comes with it turned me off. And then I found out that everybody was getting bracelet options with it. I didn't watch the video that Wing released, so I kind of missed out on knowing what the specs were and what was coming out. But I've seen he's got something else coming out in March, Tourbillon, that I'm definitely interested in. The price seems reasonable for being an automatic Tourbillon. So if my money's right at that time, maybe I'll go for that. Definitely loving the Aragon brand still. Those dive masters that I got two. I got the mystery box, which was a stealing price. I mean, super good price. And then I got the meteorite, which that video just came out, I think, last week. So those are two super nice watches. Very impressed by the simplicity of the design, but how good they are on the wrist. 45 millimeters wears perfect for me. So since we ain't talking, I don't see nobody communicating in the chat. I'm gonna flip you guys over. We're gonna get right into the state of the collection. These are all, I think, 40 millimeter to like 45, somewhere around there. What up, Simicom, Mr. DK? What up, Rico? The new Sun one is on sale. Yeah, you know, so before we go on to showing you the watches, that one for me, I love Aragon. I love Wings designs, but that one for me, the sun and the moon, look cheesy. I don't know what it is, but I couldn't get past the way it looks. And so I passed on it. The price is great. I think it's like, what, 88 bucks right now? But I just don't see that fitting into my collection. It seems too, I don't know. It looks like a kid drew the sun and the moon, in my opinion, on that little center circle. I just don't like the way it looks. So I looked at it like 100 times and I was like, nope, hard pass. So I didn't do it. It's cool. It's a feature I really don't need, but it's definitely cool. I actually wanted the new Zelos release that dropped today, but it sold out seconds. But that had the moon phase on it, and it was I think limited to 50 pieces for 2 or 3 different dial variations. But I went in. It dropped at 6:30 this morning. I want to say 6 or 7 this morning is when that released, and I went on the site because I forgot. I spaced it for like 3 minutes. I went on the site, let's say 7:03, 7:04, something like that, and they were all sold out already, all of them. So Delos is one of those that it's definitely hard to acquire their limited editions when they're so sought after, and the Delos fanboys are crazy. So yeah, you got to be super quick and pretty much sit there as soon as that button says add to cart, add it and check out. So I don't got that kind of time, and I don't want to sit there and wait, something like that. So I have to get some secondhand market, but it is what it is. I'm not too needing of the moon phase, so that might be something I get, might be something I don't get. Rico says bunch of Akulas coming in, aiming for, as well as a 7750 Gladiator. Nice, very nice, Rico. All right, so let's switch you over. Change this camera view. I've done this a few times already, but every time it's confusing for me. Okay, there we go. Now you can kind of see the watches. Bring them into view. Okay. I'm actually going to put this up to the side so I have some room to show you. I got a watch out for delivery right now, and the FedEx guy is teasing me. You know, he's making my house the last one on route. It always feels like that, especially like when I got somewhere to go, and it says it'll be here between like 10:30 and 12:30, and it's 12:35. I'm like, where are you, bro? I gotta go. Yeah, I know that feeling all too well. So we're gonna start out with my Islanders. This is Mark from Long Island Watches. These are his watches. Obviously my personal watches, but from his brand. And this was the first one I got, and I fell in love with this watch. Very simple. The pricing was great. And this is the ISL 18. If you guys don't know Islander brand, they're not putting the biggest complicated movements in there, but they're just very clean watches. That's my Islander monster. Nice. Ordered my first Islander yesterday. Got the Manhasset. I gotta look at that one up. I don't even know which one that is, but nice. So this is the Sunray dial in blue, NH36 day date, solid case back, and this is the older version before they started doing the engraving on the case back. This came on an oyster style bracelet. I put it on an engineer style. You got the super engineer style. You got the screw down crown at the 4 o'clock. Ceramic bezel insert. Nice unidirectional bezel. And this one's took a licking. My original bracelet that I got this watch on, the oyster style, the one of the actual spring bars broke on me at the fair, and the watch fell off going down. I don't know how long that slide is. When that giant slide is at the local fairs, it went down that whole slide. So on its face too, like 40 feet, let's say 40 to 60 feet on down the slide, and was still perfect. Nothing was wrong with it. I was so devastated. I only had to watch like 3 days, and it fell down that slide, and it was fine. And then so I ended up the bracelet got really scuffed. The watch itself was in mint condition still, so I got this engineer bracelet. But this was my first, and this is what started the whole thing with the Islander brand. And then we've got the Islander Monster. This is the ISL 144. This is an NH35 carbon fiber dial, red handset, applied indices, and then you got that unidirectional bezel. Sounds exactly the same as the ISL 18. These have great lume too. Another crown at the 4 o'clock. Nice DLC bracelet and case. I don't own very many black watches anymore, so this was definitely one that I wanted. I love the pop of red. Really makes the handset just pop out at you. This one has a new style case back with the lighthouse back there too. But he was doing really good sales on the Islander watches a while back, and so I ended up buying this one. And then he was doing a moving sale when I bought the white dial that you see here. Then we go down to the ISL 44, which is the green sunburst, same exact watch as the ISL 18, but different bracelet. And this actually comes on the Jubilee style bracelet. So you have the, this one comes on an oyster, this one comes on a Jubilee. And so this one, the green was just gorgeous to me. So I had to have the green. And like I said, the price was right. Oh, what did I say wrong? Sivan says DLC coating. What did I say? Plating? Yeah, DLC coating. Thank you for the correction. But this one's beautiful. This is ISL 1 or just ISL 44. Old school case back again. All the case backs are screw on. None of them are exhibition. And then you have the locking clasp with the push button deployment, stamped upper, milled lower. I think most, if not all, of Mark's watches are solid end links with the lugs drilled out for easy changeability. Signed crown, all that good stuff. That's the ISL 44. Then we've got the ISL 56, which is a full lume dial. Love the color combination. That powder blue with the white. Then you've got almost like a powderish royal blue on the bezel there from 12 o'clock to the 3 o'clock. Looks super good. Signed crown, screw down at the 4 o'clock. I just realized almost all of my Islanders have the crown at the 4 o'clock. That wasn't on purpose either. Another NH36. And then the same exact clasp setup. Old school case back. And I got this one from a moving sale he was doing. Mark was moving to a new warehouse, and he was doing a moving sale. And I got this one for 199 bucks. So I couldn't pass it up. I had to get it. And I only remember that price because it was 199. I was like, yep, because they're normally like 329, I think, is the normal price for the Islander Monster. And then this one is ISL 188. And this is the South Hold. This is one that if I was to let go of any of them, this would be the one I'd let go, just because the gray isn't what I thought the gray was going to be. It's not a typical gray. It's like a reddish hue, like a pinkish hue to the gray. And so it just throws the whole watch off for me. I love the design. I like the watch in general, but having the color not be what I thought it was going to be, this would probably be the first one, if I was to let one go, that I would let go. And all of these are 43 millimeters. I don't know if I stated that or not, but all of my Islanders are 43 millimeter. So that's the South Hold. I believe it's an NH35. Same class. Got the new case back. And this is when he was dropping the Bayport, and he was dropping all those Jersey name or Rhode Island name watches. This is when this one came out. I'd say mid to late last year. And then this is my newest acquisition, and I actually really like this watch. And I actually deal with Brian, well, I almost said Brian, Ryan from Long Island Watches. He's the one I deal with when I buy my watches normally. And this is the 159, ISL 159, titanium, full titanium case, bezel, and then the actual clasp is also titanium. Now the scissor part of it is actually stainless steel. And then it's got this cool rubber strap, which I've never owned one like this before. It was cool to size. It fits just like if you're wearing a bracelet, so it doesn't bother me at all wearing, being a strap. But the blue and the gray is what got me. Those are my colors. Those are the colors I love, and I had to have this one. I think this is a 9015. I believe it's a Miyota 9015. And one thing I didn't mention is all these have sapphire with anti-reflective coating as well. All of them are sapphire crystals. Mark makes sure that he puts in the stuff that we want from Seiko into his brand. So definitely nice. But full titanium build. It's got that wave dial. It's super dope. And then blue and gray, like I said, on my colors. And I just watched this. I had to have it. And then when I found out that Ryan designed it, that made me want it even more, because I thought that was cool to support the guy that was the first one I've ever spoke to, and really the only one I've ever spoke to from Island Watches. So that was like an extra little treat. This is my only deep blue Juggernaut 5, and this one I really got just because of the color. And this one is a Swiss Salida SW200 screw down crown, 44 mil helium release valve at the 10 o'clock. Then it's got the diver extension clasp, and then it's push button deployment. Clasp is milled upper and lower. Exhibition case back, which most of mine do not have. I believe this is limited edition as well. Yeah, $688 out of $999. But this is the only Juggernaut 5 I own. I own 2 Juggy 4s. Well, we'll just go through them. And then so I think this is like the ice blue dial. I think that's what they call this one. But super nice watch. I really like that one. Yeah, thanks, Rico. Hit that thumbs up, family. Then we've got the I forgot the name of this one. Speedograph. There we go. I was thinking Alpha for some reason. Speedograph. This is a SW200. This one was at really good deal that I couldn't pass up. I actually had 2 of these. I let one of them go. It had a black dial as well. Screw down crown, Salida SW200. Really just like a matte kind of finish on the red dial. Very simple. The red hands kind of throw it off. If it wasn't for the white and the lume, the hands would be almost lost in the dial. Unidirectional bezel, ceramic black bezel insert. Typical deep blue clasp. It does have the exhibition case back. But yeah, this is 44 millimeters as well. And that's one thing I like about deep blue, is their sizing is like perfect for my wrist. So I'd say 42 to 45 is where I'm at right now as far as like my favorite size. And these being 44 millimeters is where really good. So this is an Alpha Marine 500 full lume dial and like a really almost like an avocado kind of green. Very different from my collection. Nice beefy oyster style bracelet. And there's just something about this watch that really attracted me. The first one I got was this blue one that we'll get to. But the dial to bezel ratio is what got me on this one because the bezel actually overhangs the case. And so the watch appears bigger than 44 millimeters, but wears just like a 44 millimeters and it's very comfortable. Got female end links, helium release valve at the 9 o'clock, solid engraved case back, but just a super nice design. I really like this style. It has a Miyota 9015 automatic movement, 500 meter water resistance. It's got everything you're looking for, sapphire crystal. If you want a medium-sized watch, I wouldn't say that's super big, but it's definitely not little. Then we got one of the ones I got from a buddy named Ray, and this is the Juggernaut 4. I had to have this one as blue is by far my favorite color. And this blue is like that Dodger royal blue. And it's the bezel, the ceramic bezel, and a wave dial pattern in blue as well. And then it's got the baby blue indices and hands, and a little bit of papa orange on the chapter ring and that second hand. And this is also a Swiss Solita SW200. Also has a helium release valve up there at the 10 o'clock. Nice chunky case. And this one I got on a oyster style bracelet as well, and I put it on a super engineer bracelet because I wanted it to stand out from my other Jug 4, which is a black dial. So this one got upgraded to the super engineer, and it's actually the deep blue super engineer bracelet. But really like this one. This one gets a lot of wrist time. I think I'm just drawn to black or blue watches most of the time because they go with everything. Even though I like having a colorful collection, I just automatically am drawn to blue or black dials all the time when I go to pick a watch, as I'm wearing something that definitely matches with a different color watch. And then this one is like a tealish powder blue dial that's full lume, and then it's got that royal blue once again on the bezel. And this is another Alpha Marine 500 with the Miyota 9015, and that is the same as this one here. And so I got this one first, and I had to have a second one, so I ended up getting this one. But really, really, really dig this style. If you haven't seen an Alpha Marine in person, and you like, the 44 to 45 millimeter watch, this one, it's good, and the price is right. The price isn't too bad at all. But so deep blue, I've avoided it forever. Dave D was telling me forever to get one, and then when I finally got one, I ended up getting a whole bunch because I'm missing one in this box. My black Jug 4 is not in this box. And then we've got my most expensive deep blue, and this is the 15-year anniversary Belgiot 7750. And this one is chunky, heavy, but very nice. This was supposed to be my everyday Panda, the one I wear more. I got the Tissot PRX Panda, and I figured this one was more of the beater of the two, but I can't beat on this one either. It's too beautiful. But yeah, this one's really good looking. This is the 15-year anniversary. I believe this is limited edition too. Let me open this last book. Let me see that there. And the limited edition number is 74 out of 100. I've actually seen these going up for sale. There's an all black dial and this variation that came out, and I've seen them going up for sale lately. So they're actually obtainable right now. They sold out pretty quick. I got lucky to get one. So this is that case. just deep blue and Islander watches. And like I was asking you guys before, how do you guys keep your watches in your cases? I'm thinking about doing like color coordinating, where I go to one case and I have all the different brands in a certain color. Now, obviously, like blue and black are going to be the majority of the cases, and then like the oddball kind of Skittles colors like I have here will be in its own case. But I want to kind of change it up because I do it kind of by brand, and then I do it kind of by I guess class, where I put the watch at, and like value wise is another way I put the watches in cases together. So just curious on how you guys do it. So these are a little bit of a mix. I do have my Phoebus and my Zelos on the top, and then kind of just like a assortment on the bottom. So we'll start left to right, and we have the Phoebus Narwhal. This is I believe it's a 9015. It might be an NA35. I believe it's a 9015 though. It just has that blue Fume scratch dial. You can see there's like a whole bunch of little scratches in the dial. Black bezel. Very, very nice watch. Let's do some clicks on the bezel. Very nice and tight. Nice, good sound to it. No backplay whatsoever. And I blame DK for this watch because he got me on the Phoebus. The next watch I'm going to show is the one I got from DK. But I like the bracelet on this. That's what really attracted me to this watch was the case style is so different. Case style was so different, and then the bracelet just really draws your eye to it. And so that's what really sold me on this one. Nice clasp, solid case back with the narwhal. All the goodies, sapphire, crystal, and all that good stuff. Automatic, of course, screw down crown. Date at the 6 o'clock. This overall really good looking watch. And I believe this is 41 millimeters. Do we measure it? Right here. Oh, so 42.7, so like 42.5, 42 and a half millimeters. And then we're going on to the one I got from DK, from Mr. Simicom Reviews. And this is the Kraken from Phoebus. This is one of those watches that when he showed it, I was like, man, I wanted that watch. And then I found out he was selling it, and I bought it from him like in 10 seconds. But this watch is gorgeous. This is one of his stainless steel dials. I thought he'd never sell, or stainless steel bezels. But I got it from him. The bracelet on this is amazing, so different. Focus. There we go. Really good looking watch. And then it's got the diver's extension, the ratcheting extension. And then the Kraken solid case back. Come on. Having a hard time with the camera focusing with all the watches in the background. But gorgeous watch. Still love this one. Got that green sunburst dial with the gold indices and hands. It's a really good looking watch. I leave all solar watches in one case so I can easily move all of them to the windowsill for charging. That's smart. I got my Phoebus Leviathan today, the black with the gray dial. Nice, Yvonne. I think I know what the Leviathan looks like, but I've been looking at so many watches lately, it's all a blur. Next is the Zelos Mako version 3. This one is like a crystallized titanium, dyed blue. Super good looking watch. Stainless steel bezel insert. Crown at the 4 o'clock. This is a 40.5 mil, I believe. Got the milled Zelos clasp. Got the Mako shark on the back. And I believe this is a Miota 9015. Date at the 6 o'clock. I think this watch is gorgeous. I got one of these. I got this one secondhand because obviously I missed the drop like all the rest of them. It's so hard to get a Zelos from brand new unless you're going for something that nobody else wanted and you're buying the ones from the website that are left. And then we've got the Zelos Hammerhead 3. This is an NH35 with that orange sunburst. Now, I actually had this watch in bronze with the bronze bracelet as well, but I'm allergic to bronze and it screwed my skin up. So I sold that one and then I bought this one off another collector so I could still have the orange sunburst, but I could have a watch I could actually wear in all stainless. So I really, really like the look of the bronze one. The bronze with the orange, this looks super good, but I just couldn't do it. And if I can't wear a watch, I don't want it. If I can't enjoy it on the wrist, then I don't want the watch. If I'm not going to wear it, there's no point in keeping it. So, Cherished Time Watches, phenomenal collection. Thank you, brother. EK says, most of the time, secondhand just means brand new, but for much cheaper. Yeah, definitely. I'm not knocking secondhand by no means. That's the way I shop most of the time. Facebook is where I get most of my watches from. Another Zelos, and this is a meteorite. It's called the Blood Moon, and this is a great white, I think, version 2. And this is the big boy. This is, I believe, 43 mil or 43 and a half. And the hammerhead is also 43 and a half. But this one has almost like a faux patina or like a green hue to the loom and the bezel. Crown at the 4 o'clock. It's really hard to get that Blood Moon meteorite to show, but it's a meteorite dial dyed in like a super dark red, like maroon burgundy color. Very good looking watch. In the sun, it looks terrific. And I just love the Zelos bracelets and the finishing on the Zelos brand. It's just great. The case finishing, the bracelet finishing, everything just feels top notch. You got that great white on the case back. And I believe this is a Miyota 9015. Color match date wheel at the 6 o'clock. Got it all. Gorgeous watch. Tommy, every time you wipe your fingers across the sapphire or micro brand dies. Another great white, and this is the forged carbon bezel and dial. And it's got that faux patina once again. And it's got gold hands and indices. Kind of like the Kraken. You know, it's got that faux look to it. This one's a little more yellowed on the loom. Gorgeous watch though. Crown at the 4 o'clock. Another great white with that nice finishing. I believe this is Miyota 9015. 43 and a half millimeter, I believe, case. Just a beautiful watch, man. I love the Zelos watches. If I could get more, I would definitely have more. It's just so hard to come by, and the prices are all over the place. Most of the time when I see the Zelos up for sale in the groups, they're in the Zelos group, and they want almost what they bought them for. And so I try not to pay retail when I'm buying used, even if it's pretty good condition. This video hasn't dropped yet, but this is a full titanium build, RZE. I really like the look of this watch, and so I went for it. This is a RZE Endeavor, 40 and a half millimeters, titanium bezel, titanium case, titanium bracelet. Very comfortable watch, super lightweight. I mean, this thing is super light. I didn't have anything with the yellow dial, and this one was more of like a goldish yellow, and so that's what sold me. It's called Medallion Yellow. This is the dial color on this one. And then it's got the black handset, and it's almost like done in a matte finish, so it really looks good. And it's very clean, like a sandy style texture to the dial. But then the bracelet is like a 20 millimeter that tapes down to, I think it's 16. So very comfortable watch to wear. Really plain case back. This is a limited edition. I think it's number 332, I believe, out of like 500. But this is one of those that just caught my eye, and I couldn't stop thinking about it, so I got it. Here's the bezel. Bezel on this one's nice. No backplay. Very nice. RZE Endeavor is this one. Let's see what you guys are saying. I'm a bit uneasy about buying secondhand. I agree. Do reference checks if you buy secondhand. If it's on like social media, that's definitely the best way. I pay attention to what I'm looking at, and I go back and look at their name and see it. You know, if they've gotten kudos from other collectors that have bought from them in the past, if they're a new seller, all that stuff. I look into all that before I just buy something, and I use PayPal goods and services to make sure that I actually get a watch and I don't get a brick. So definitely gotta do due diligence when buying from secondhand for sure. Some tools you can use to protect yourself, never buy from someone without either references or PayPal goods and services. Yep. Thanks. I should try more. I know I miss out on great watches. Yeah. Secondhand is where it's at, though. You get normally a pretty good deal. And most collectors don't thrash their watches. I'm one of those guys that asks for a lot of photos. I want my name put next to the watch if I don't know you. With the date, I want to see the watch real time right now, what it looks like, and that helps make a decision. And, some guys put it directly in the sun and take photos, and so you see smudges, you see a whole bunch of stuff that really doesn't mean scratches. So I always try to recommend, putting it on your bed with natural sunlight coming from the window, but not direct sunlight. I always try to, help them get their sale from me at least, because I want to see what the watch actually looks like with the imperfections, what's there. Some collectors are really picky and will tell you there's a tiny scratch on the clasp, but there's some desk rash, and there's some guys that are like, it's mint condition, and you get it and it looks like it was drug underneath the car for an hour. So, it all depends on your due diligence on what you get secondhand. I got this one secondhand. This is a Christopher Ward C60 chronograph, and I just couldn't pass it up. I didn't have a Christopher Ward chronograph yet. They have the newer version on the site right now. This one actually has the older logo, where the new one has the flags, but it has that little pop of yellow. And like I said, I wanted yellow in my collection. I have nothing yellow. So now I have two with a little bit of yellow on them. But very nice watch. Solid case back. The big trident back there. Typical Christopher Ward oyster style bracelet with the clasp, all nice and milled with the diver extension, with a little button there, or micro adjust, I guess you would call it. But this watch is gorgeous. I really like this one. And the bezel on the Christopher Ward is phenomenal. Listen to that. And the same thing applies to the seller too. Yes, sir, 100%. I try to provide studio lit photos, and I always, give out what blemishes, if it has any. And then I think it's super important to tell them what you have as well. Like if you have the box, if you have the warranty card, you have the original links, all that stuff matters. And I make sure I tell them all that stuff too. Another DK watch, the Hamilton Khaki Field. Got this one from DK as well. I think this is the smallest watch in my collection at 38 millimeters. Exhibition case back. This watch is gorgeous, wears well. Very simple, but very clean. And I definitely like this watch. I kind of want to get the 42 millimeter version, just because the 38 gets worn a little less because it's so small. But I don't know. I like that it's unique in my collection too. So, but this is definitely my first Hamilton, and my 10th watch from DK already. I didn't even do a wrist check today. So on the wrist today, I have the Mil P Squale 1521 on a mesh bracelet. This was one of the first, like, I guess you could say, very entry level Swiss watches I got, and I really like this one. Very simple, high polish, but there's something about it that makes it subtle. Even though it's high polish, it's still very subtle. And I love that minute hand and that neon orange. Uh-oh, DK said I might want to buy that back from you. Everything's for sale. Everything. No, not everything, but I definitely sell it back to you if you really want it. I like it, but I'm not like super attached to it. Hamilton's just went up, so if I try to acquire the 42 millimeter, I was trying to do a trade straight across, like, I don't know, 2 weeks ago. I had to post up for a couple of days, but nobody hit me up because I thought the trend was, 38 millimeters the way to go. And so I figured if I was asking for 42, somebody would have one that they wanted to get rid of, but it didn't happen. So this Steinhardt Ocean One GMT. It's got the Swiss Solita 330 in it. The stainless steel bezel insert, or it's actually a solid bezel. Stainless steel, but it's not moving. It's part of the watch. Screw down crown. This is my only Steinhardt, and this is definitely a Rolex Explorer homage. And I actually have a video coming out. I did a video a couple months ago on this watch, doing like the comparison to the Rolex, and I believe that comes out, I think, tomorrow actually. But gorgeous watch. Got that faux patina. The GMT hand definitely pops with that orange. But I like the bezel, and the reason I actually got this watch was because I had a Christopher Ward that was like a homage to the Rolex Explorer, and I had to send that one back. It was on loan, and I would have bought it, but the crown was a little damaged. It didn't work like all the rest of my Christopher Wards, and that's because it was, a loaner watch that's been sent to other content creators. And so I was like, I'm not gonna buy it and have issues. I'm gonna pass. So I passed on it, and then I saw this Steinhardt. I was like, this is a chance for me to get a Steinhardt and very similar style, so I went for it. And then I've got one from Dave D in here. So I just shows you the secondhand stuff I have, because got two from DK. I got this one from Pat. I got one from Dave. So this is my glycine. God, the focus is horrible. And this is a very odd colored watch. It's like a bluish gray dial, then like a super dark navy bezel. And you've got gold and rose gold. This watch has everything on it, and that's what made me like it when Dave showed me what he had for sale. I just thought this watch was so odd and unique that I had to have it. And this, I believe, is either the ETA 2824 or the Solita SW200. I can't remember which one this has, but very nice watch. That colorway is OG classy. Yeah, this is different, right? You don't see different color bezel than the dial normally in such a weird variation, but it goes. Doesn't get much wrist time though. I need to start wearing it more. What up, Trap? It's funny that you say that, Sivan, because I'm looking for a Certina right now. Everywhere I'm looking, I want to get the GMT because it's a true GMT, and I don't own one of those yet. But they are like $9.95. I'm trying to find one secondhand for a good deal. But I want that Coke. It's an inner bezel, Coke bezel. That's the one I want. Or I guess the chapter ring is the Coke style, the red and black. And then last but not least, the Victorinox Inox. This is an automatic ETA 2824 with that cool textured dial. And this thing is like a tank, solid. The bezel actually raises up over the sapphire crystal, Jesus, so that the sapphire's recessed. So if you drop this face down, you're not hitting crystal, you're hitting bezel. Exhibition case back. And if you don't know the brand Victorinox, they are the Swiss-made, the Swiss Army knives. Same brand. When I did the video, I actually put my Swiss Army knife in the video. But super good looking watch. And then just something different in my collection. It's so much different. All the looks on it. I mean, you could just, it doesn't match anything else in my collection. It's just a very standout piece. I mean, even the crown guards, look at those things. Very, very different. In case I'd rather get the crystal hit than the bezel. Yeah, the crystal's easy to replace. The bezel isn't. I agree. But this one was that one that was tested like crazy. And you could drive over it with your truck and it'd be okay. So that is the next two cases in the state of the collection. And let me know what you guys think. In 1 year's time, what's the date today? The 10th? I believe today's the 9th or the 10th. The 11th is the day I dropped, or I shot the video for the Christopher Ward C60 Tide. And so it's been a year's time since my collection drastically changed, and I have went nuts. I mean, not one of these watches existed in my collection a year ago. It's just crazy how much my collection has changed in 1 year. I owe it to the Big Time gang. A lot of you guys have helped me out as far as buying my other watches for me so that I can buy new watches, participating in the waffles. All that stuff is how I've got to this part, to this level. And, you know, and then working with other collectors, working with a couple companies, and fortunate enough to be able to change my collection up into what I really have acquired a taste for. Where before I was just collecting out of like impulse. Now I'm collecting off of what I want to try out, what actually interests me, different dial textures, colors. There's a whole bunch of different reasons why. I just want to experience different brands. That's like the main thing is this, you know, oh, have you experienced this watch? No, I haven't. So now I need to get one because I want to experience it. You know, that's a lot of where the drive is behind this too. Like the Zelos brand, you know, I had really never heard anything about them when I got my first one. But I got my first one and I was instantly like, wow, these are very nice watches. So I wanted another. You know, like Deep Blue, I said Dave D was telling me to get Deep Blue a couple years ago. And I finally got one and, you know, I fell for that one too. So definitely worth taking a risk and checking out different brands because there's you're not going to have the 50 millimeters and the 55 millimeters and all that stuff, but you're going to have differences in quality, finish. Everything about the watch is so much different, you know, and so you get to experience that whole. If you're into watches that deep, you get to experience it at a whole nother level. And I'm definitely right now loving getting different brands, whether it's an entry-level Swiss brand or a micro brand or, you know, anything in between. I want to experience different brands, and I think I've been doing a decent job at doing that. So I'll continue. I got if I include the Invictus I have left and my last case, I'll probably just do a part 4 next week, and that'll be the last state of the collection. And then we'll just start doing, you know, normal lives. I want to bring on some guests, have fun with you guys, not make it so serious. But right now, I wanted to get to the state of the collection at the beginning of the year. So next year and the year after that, maybe I can do the same thing, and I can look back and see how my collection has evolved. I haven't done a state of the collection since like maybe 2019. And that was when I was heavily into Grand Octane. So most of them were Grand Octanes. And from that day till now, my collection is completely different. Let's see what you guys are saying. Maybe interested in the C60 Chrono. If you think of letting it go, DM me on Insta. Thanks. Yes, sir. This is one I just got. And so I'm very hesitant on selling something I just got. But everything's got a price. If it's If you got a good offer, maybe I'll think about it. But this watch is pretty much mint. It's got a couple scuffs on the clasp, but besides that, this watch is mint and it's gorgeous. And I know they're up on the Christopher Ward site right now as well. This one, Win Tommy Big Times watches. Venom Tourbillon, 52 millimeters, screw down crown, platinum mother of pearl. If you go on to Facebook, look up Win Tommy Big Times watches. You can join us there. This one is mint condition. I probably wore it less than a handful of times. I'd say probably 2 or 3 times. But this watch is currently up for waffle. And then I've got all my Swiss made OG Grand Octanes with, I think there's 1 bolt Zeus in there, up for waffle as well. If you want to join, it's Win Tommy Big Times watches. And with that, I will see you guys next week. Stay safe, stay blessed, and much love to you all. Thanks to those of you that were in the chat, and we'll see you next week.